Perth, the most isolated city on Earth. But just off its coast lives the happiest animal in the world. And beyond that, lunar sand dunes, ancient rock canyons, landscapes that look like another planet. Let's go find them all. Welcome to Perth. Expedition logistics aren't always cinematic. Sometimes you pay $550 for 4 nights in a place that barely qualifies as a shelter. We're changing gears, swapping the wild nature of Western Australia for some city exploring. We're spending our final days of civilization soaking in the skyline, from the heights of Kings Park to the historic streets of the CBD. Walking through London Court, it feels more like old Europe than Western Australia.
And wow, Fremantle is very nice.
Fremantle is the soul of Perth. It's easily the most vibrant corner of the city. A place where raw maritime history meets a creative energy you just don't find in the CBD. The Fremantle markets have been running since 1897. It's loud, it's crowded, and it's essential. You come here for the local food and artisans, but you stay for the pure vibe of the place. We're exploring deeper underground through the Fremantle tunnels and inside the walls of the old prison. It's a heavy reminder of Western Australia's convict past. We're finishing the day at the Swan River. Kings Park is massive. It's actually one of the largest inner city parks on the planet, just waiting for the light to shift. There's no better way to end the day than watching the sunset catch the Perth skyline.
Just made it on the ferry and are on our way now to Rottnest Island.
Welcome to Rottnest, known to the locals as Rotto, and home to a species you won't find anywhere else on Earth. We're here for the star of the island, the Quokka. We found this one 5 minutes after stepping off the boat.
Breakfast time.
Yum. Time to get some bikes.
Just got our helmets and bikes. Look at her.
Woohoo! Ready?
Chopper.
Seeing them in the settlement is easy, but finding them out here in the wild scrub, that's the real goal.
Oh, he's a bit shy.
You know, they say these are the happiest animals on Earth. And watching them, it's easy to see why. They've got this unique social structure here on Rottnest. A bit of a truce really, between them and the island's visitors. Just pure, unscripted island life.
In front of the bars and in the restaurants there, not allowed inside, but look at this. What are you guys doing here? Huh? Yeah, don't look at me like this.
Rottnest is more than just a sanctuary. It's a rugged outpost with a dark history and a coastline that looks like a paradise. These limestone cliffs and hidden coves aren't just for show. They are carved by the same southern ocean swells that have wrecked dozens of ships here over the centuries. To find the real wild side, you have to push past the main settlements. Once you're out here, the stakes change. This is the territory of the osprey, the fur seal, and the Rottnest Island dugite. Even with the tourists, the island's true nature remains raw, untamed, and very much alive.
Damn, empty. Luckily, there's a lifesaver here. Nope, it's not Laura. It's that one. I guess we found our first swimming spot for today. Snorkel time!
Incredible day. If you're coming to the west, Rottnest Island is non-negotiable. Logistics check. Fuel up, clean the windshield. Once we leave Perth, the distances get long and the services get scarce.
Alright, spot for tonight. Very windy one. The new microphone is on. This is the first test. Test. How's it with the wind? Of course, tonight I'm not making a video from the sunset.
Look at those colors. Good morning. It was a rough, windy night, but we're officially on the move. Just a quick stop. Or not.
Just one quick picture. 4 minutes later. Really? I'm leaving without her then.
This is where the West Coast adventure actually starts. Welcome to Arrakis, Lancelin. These dunes are massive, shifting mountains of white sand that feel like another planet. Driving through this landscape is a total adventure. Navigating the soft sand is a challenge, but it's pure fun to see what the car can do out here. We spent the rest of the morning climbing these peaks just to run back down. It's pure chaos. The Wild West has officially begun. The Pinnacles. Thousands of limestone pillars rising from the desert floor like alien structures. What you're looking at is 30,000 years of geological history. Ancient seashells compressed by wind and sand into these formations over millennia. Nobody fully agrees on how they formed. Scientists still argue about it. What they do agree on is that there is nothing else like this on Earth. It's quiet, it's hot, and the further you walk from the road, the more it feels like you've landed on another planet entirely. Geraldton, the main hub of the Midwest. We're stopping by the St. Francis Xavier Cathedral first. After a quick resupply for the road ahead, we're heading to the coast for the final light.
I was happy.
Woohoo! It's a pink lake.
We finally found one that's pink.
Hutt Lagoon. A pink lake so bright it looks like a glitch in the map. This is also where we are joined by Lino. We met him at the camp last night and realized we're all heading the same way. So for this next leg of the journey, we're pushing north as a team of 3. Kalbarri National Park. We're starting on the coastal side, where the red desert literally drops off into the ocean. Look at this, guys, a thorny devil.
This is so awesome, guys.
I've lived in Australia for years, and I've never seen one of these in the wild. They are incredibly rare to find. Just look at the detail on this little guy. A true desert survivor. That is a massive win for the list. Now, we need to find Basecamp. This is the first time we're managing logistics for 2 vehicles. Space and access are everything out here.
Here we go. Doesn't look too bad. We only have 23 degrees at the moment. Yesterday we couldn't do it because we were too late. Oh, by the way, what do you think about my new hat? Howdy.
Nature's Window, the most famous spot in Kalbarri. Most people take their photo and leave. We're doing the opposite. This is the start of the loop walk. 8 kilometers of raw gorge and punishing heat. Following the Murchison River through the heart of the national park, this is why we came here. The Murchison is the second longest river in Western Australia, carving through 400 million year old Tamplaguda sandstone. Down here, the air is dead still. It's a sanctuary for the local wildlife.
Pretty sure I missed a turn off somewhere. Oopsie. I'm a bit lost. But if I just follow the river, I'll get where I want to go. So it's gonna be alright.
There we go, back on track. From above, you see the true scale of the gorge. It's a red labyrinth. Every turn looks identical, and the rock walls hold the heat like a brick oven. There is no easy way out of here. The sign isn't an exaggeration.
I found a nice feather for my head. Love it. You can see the end. We made it! We made it! Good job, Laura. Kalbarri loop walk.
The signs at Kalbarri don't lie. Heat kills out here. It's a stark reminder that once you leave the coast and head inland, you are strictly on the land's terms. There's zero room for error. Dropping down to the riverbed feels like walking into an oven. One final look from the skywalk to get the full perspective of the system. The last high point before we swap the red dirt for the coral reef.
Just spent the hot afternoon at this beautiful beach here. Where we had our shower yesterday. It's snorkeling time. Woohoo! Got a private photographer now.
After the punishing heat of the Murchison, the blue holes are a total reset. This isn't just the beach. It's a natural rock reef system that traps the tide in these perfect, shallow pockets. It's a dedicated sanctuary where the desert meets a massive coral playground. Even at low tide, the biodiversity is incredible. I spent about an hour drifting here, trying to capture the scale of it. I've tagged the species I recognized in the overlays. But if you're a local expert and notice I've misidentified a specific wrasse or butterfly fish, please correct me in the comments. I want this field log to be 100% accurate for the next traveler. If you love the underwater world, stay tuned. Next time, we're pushing further north to explore the world-class reefs of Exmouth. Thanks so much for checking out this one until the very end. See you in the next one.